In this video, I'm doing a technical performance comparison between two different builds of the same game under identical conditions. This is purely for benchmarking and analysis purposes. I strongly recommend supporting developers by purchasing official versions of games. First, here's my test system so you understand the performance context. CPU: Intel Core i5 13500. GPU RX 6900 XT, RAM 32GB, DDR4, storage NVMe SSD. The game is installed and tested on a high-speed NVMe SSD, and I'm playing on a 4K monitor. Now let's talk about the settings used in this test. Resolution: native 4K. Upscaling: FSR 3.1 set to quality mode. Frame generation disabled. Graphics settings: everything maxed out. Shadow quality set to high for the first test, then max for the second test. All tests were done under identical conditions to ensure consistency. I performed multiple test runs to compare performance behavior. First, I tested both builds immediately after launching the game to capture initial performance. Then, I played for some time and monitored how RAM and VRAM usage changed over time. Finally, I restarted the game and recorded the first few minutes of gameplay again to compare fresh performance states. In the initial run, both builds performed similarly at first glance. However, if you look closely at the metrics, there are differences in RAM usage, VRAM usage, frame pacing, micro-stutter behavior. One interesting thing I noticed is that after playing for some time, both RAM and VRAM usage gradually increase. This can indicate memory caching behavior, possible memory management differences. This is why restarting the game is important for accurate benchmarking. After restarting the game and testing again from a fresh state, the difference becomes more noticeable. You can see lower memory usage in one build, slightly better frame consistency, reduced micro-stutter in certain scenes. These differences are especially visible in the first few minutes of gameplay. In some cases, performance differences like this can be related to background systems such as DRM solutions like de novo anti-tamper, which may introduce additional CPU or memory overhead. However, results can vary depending on system configuration, game version, and optimization. To summarize, both builds perform well at 4K with FSR quality. Memory usage increases over time in both cases. After a fresh restart, differences in performance and smoothness are more noticeable. This comparison highlights how different builds of the same game can behave under identical conditions. If you found this test helpful, let me know in the comments what other comparisons you want to see. And don't forget to support developers by purchasing official versions of games.